defense. This is actually 2 plays in the 4th quarter.
And 2 plays in which the Jaguars had scored the go-ahead touchdown with our guest tonight. Montavious Stanley got the first sack to end a Texans drive, and then Clint Ingram gets another big sack on 3rd down. Montavious was on 2nd down, but it basically made it a 2nd and 17 on the next play and ended the drive.
And we'll go to play number 2, and this was a big one. 2nd and goal. Matt Shaw thinks he has a touchdown to Joel Dressen. Offensive pass interference.
Well, head coach Gary Kubiak was whining after the game, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a cheese here because I watched the tape, and there's no question that this was a pass interference play by the wide receiver, Kevin Walter.
Go to play number 1. Chris Brown trying to get in the end zone and tie the game. Lost the ball. Darrell Smith seals the victory.
Big play by Darrell Smith, who had an outstanding game. Unfortunately, the camera cart, which is the one that runs the sidelines that gets the shot down the goal line, was on the far side of the play, so that he couldn't get a real clear shot to overturn what was called on the field.
Jaguars win, and tonight.
The whole time we were playing, they were boxing our running game in. We were trying to run outside, kept boxing in, so we decided to run a quick hitting play and let them try to, box everybody in. I just came out the back door, and Mercedes and Uche and Mo did a great job, and Greg Jones kind of sealed this guy off a little bit. And what was good about it was Mike Thomas was doing so good on the reverses that they had to respect him. So the guy saw the reverse coming, he jumped outside, ran right underneath him. It was a foot race from there.
We're going to look at those plays, me and you, at the smart board, at the design, because that reverse action, it kind of reminds me of kind of a wildcat because you have so many options off of one play design.
Well, you have to have players that can make plays in space. And Mike had caught a couple passes. He was on punt return, so they saw, we were trying to give him the ball in different ways. And just them thinking about that kind of triggered that corner to step out a little bit, and he stepped out of his gap, and there it was.
Had a couple of short touchdowns, including this 1-yarder, which is always fun watching you push the pile backwards.
Yeah, the O-line did a good job clogging him up. It was me in the corner one-on-one, and I tried to show him a little of my basketball skill at the end.
Nice.
And then form.
We got to go right to the 3rd touchdown because you gave a little kiss to the crowd there to kind of send them home, even though they weren't feeling real good about themselves.
Yeah, they were a little upset, but like I said, that's Jaguar football. We're going to run the ball at you until you can stop it, and I was going to give them the ball, but I didn't think they deserved it, so I decided to keep it a little bit.
The best part about that touchdown run, the 8-yarder, was the 4th down run before. You had a 4th and 1, and you get the ball in a key situation, and bang, you get the 1st down.
Well, when there's no penetration, they get the O-line and the receivers, and everybody was doing a great job. Mike Walker blocked the linebacker on that play. And just to see a guy, you have a receiver who's catching balls like that. I think he had 6 catches, 80 yards, and he's been having big games. So going there and sacrifice his body is something that you're seeing with this team. And a lot of guys are starting to do it. I mean, there was one play, you guys might have it, but I ran in the middle and everybody was pushing the pile. And I was
kind of like an Australian rules football
and I was off the ground. I wasn't really, my feet weren't on the ground. So everybody was just pushing me. And I was just kind of like trying to backpedal my way, but
I couldn't see you in the scrum.
Nobody knew where I was, and those guys did a great job.
But the pile moved 5 yards up the field.
Man, that's what this team's about: hard work and doing a little extra to win games.
All right, let's.
It's Battle Red Day in Houston. Texans wearing their Battle Red, all red pants and jerseys. It's been good luck for them.
Start fast, man. Execution. Execute on 3. 1, 2, 3. Execute.
Maurice Jones-Drew, and he's going to score. The lead up the middle. Maurice Jones-Drew, touchdown. They keep it on the ground. Chris Brown, fumble,
And Jacksonville has it.
I don't know who forced it. All of us forced it. You forced it. No, we ain't going again.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The ball was out before the ball was out.
A fun ride home. I love it. Jacksonville, we bringing home a W to you, baby. Yes, sir. All right, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
This is Jaguars All Access.
Associate Smartboard, and of course that means Jeff Lageman, and he is joined by Maurice Drew.
Thank you, Brian. And Maurice, we had talked about this design of having reverse plays and then also run plays that have a reverse action. Offensive coordinator Dirk Cutter put this in. Why does that make it good for you?
Well, it keeps certain defenders off me. They have to respect the reverse in certain ways. So in certain times, Mario Williams is on the backside, and he likes to chase down plays. So if he doesn't, respect the reverse, then we could hand it off, and if he does respect, I have a chance to cut back.
All right, well, let's jump into the first play here. And this one here is, and I got to ask your opinion on this one, because here, in fact, there's the motion, okay, and that's Mike Thomas coming in motion. And so here is what I'm wondering, okay? Here's you. It looks like you're going to cut back and run. There's the reverse, but neither one of you had the ball. Quarterback David Garrard actually keeps it and runs here. Is this a play by design, possibly?
David designed that on his own, which was a great play. You know, we just actually, I guess I was running too fast, and we didn't get a chance to get the handoff, but he did a great job of just keeping the play going and following the blocks. And it was funny because you start to see guys kind of wind back with me, and they don't know who had the ball. So
now, when you cut it back right here, look at the entire defense stop right there. You see him stop?
Yeah, I see it.
I mean, Dirk Cutter needs to put this in the playbook on a regular basis because, I mean, there was so much attention on you and the reverse, it pulled them all back.
David did a great job running.
Now here is the same exact design, but instead of Ernest Wolford at the wing, this is Greg Jones. And it looks the same, but watch Greg Jones. He's going to take you to where the play is actually going to go. And in fact, it's not going to go to you because Greg Jones takes you to the ball. And there it is, a reverse play to Mike Thomas. And this is the first reverse play of the ball game. And what happens when we're talking about all the attention that was going to you, look at the attention, boom. We freeze it right there. Look at the entire defense right here. There's only 1 and 2 guys that are going to be there to make a play on the reverse. And with a couple good blocks out in front, which he gets and makes one guy miss, all of a sudden it's a big game for the team.
Oh, yeah, we thought Mike Thomas was a little bit faster than that. That was too big of a hole for him not to score on, but, you know, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he was running around a lot.
All right, you got a couple other different looks. We're going to look at them when we come back. And Brian, Maurice, I might let him come up here and draw. You know, let him kind of do his little thing up on the board. Welcome back to Jaguars All Access, and we are now in the third quarter, and we're at the Bowden Eye Associates smart board. And Maurice, we saw the wing formation and this reverse action where you had a big run, obviously. One of the plays that you have here is it's a little different formation-wise, but it's the same concept. Here you have an I formation instead of a wing to the tight end, and this is what I want you to tell me about because this is a real key here. And who is that?
That's my UCLA teammate, Mercedes Lewis. Just you know, we always talk about him being one of the best blocking tight ends, and just to show you how he dominated that defensive end there, just kind of collapsed it, and Mo Williams and Uche kind of created a wall.
I mean, he really collapsed that entire side.
And you see, I ran right off his footsteps. I mean, I could have tripped right next to him.
Now, the other key to this is the corner, Fred Bennett. And why does he go to the outside like that?
Because he saw that reverse by Mike Thomas, and Mike Thomas has been making plays all day.
So that takes away a defender that could possibly tackle you.
Exactly, and you know, by Fred doing that and their safety biting inside, it was a foot race from there.
And 61 yards, and you're not going to get caught.
Yeah, you can't get caught in this league. Can't get caught at all.
Now here is the same look. Okay, everybody look at it because it looks exactly the same, but it's slightly different. It looks the same, but it's slightly different. And the thing that looks slightly different is that you have a guard, Uche, actually pulls out to lead the way on the reverse.
And we were setting up all game to run it, and see, now you can see Mike Thomas in space. Uche did a great job hooking Mario Williams all day. You know, the game plan was to stop him. And Mike Thomas did a great job with using his tool, stiff arm and shaking guys.
3 yards here at the end with a late hit by Brian Cushing.
Yeah.
All right, now I got this one here because there's a heck of a block in this ball game, and it's by your running mate, Greg Jones.
Yeah, well, all week the coaches have been telling us, you know, Connor Barwin is a guy we got to stop. We got to look out for. He comes in, he's always a high motor guy, and so it was the O-line. He was telling the O-line about it. His running backs, we took that personal. And you can see Greg Jones.
That's what I call a dead roach block.
Yeah, he did a little something to him, you know, and that's what Greg does. That's why people fear him.
All right, so do you Twitter?
I'm proud of you guys. The way we stuck together, the way we went out and worked, and the way we went out there, and you could feel it, man, in warm-ups. That's a whatever it takes attitude. This is a special group of men. They know how to work. They know what a commitment it looks like. They're not blinking, okay? And I feel that. And you guys ought to feel real good. Because we're going to get better from here.
Right. Some things we got to get done. Yes, sir. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win!
Yes, sir.
Just alien abduction. And every time you check out, we'll check your Winn-Dixie customer reward card. You pull out the card, we check in your discount. Buy one, get one, check. 10 for 10, check. Winn-Dixie brand products, check. Locked in low prices, check. Hey, check out the savings. Wow, check out that victory dance.
It's gonna be a penalty.
Winn-Dixie.
It's fresh checked every day.